For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, 3 dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
This October, if you notice a Raleigh Fingers, Chevron, or Handlebar out and about, know it's in support of your local Child Advocacy Center by officers that work day in and day out to help child victims of abuse. So every chin cozy, Fu Manchu, and Big Poppy you see isn't just a fashion statement, it's raising money for our kids. Donate today at beardsforbucks.org.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
Yeah, I become who I They made it perfectly plain that Jer was Gonzo's for a price. But Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, though my wife's bark is worse than her bite. Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man. If you push me too far, I just might. They wore hurt surprise as they eject your makeup to protect yourself. Drop your price and pride. They made it totally clear that they was Gonzo's for a night. But Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, though my wife's bark is worse than her bite. Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man. Push me too far, I get uptight. They gave Gonzo your look. It would have worked on any real macho man downtown. Gonzo looked they up and down. They knew Gonzo couldn't decide if Gonzo should drop her or bail out. Gonzo screamed, let me alone, I'm a family man, though my wife's bark is worse than her bite. Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man. If you push me too far, I just might drop. They turn, toss your head, unlike the opening move, sure finally exit line. Gonzo waited much too long, but by the time Gonzo got up his courage up, they was gone. Then Gonzo screamed, put me back in my cage! My mother-in-law's bite is worse than her bark! Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man! Push me too far, I might put up a fight! Gonzo said, leave me alone, I'm a family man, and I don't think I want it tonight. Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, push me too far, I might fight. Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, and my mother-in-law's bite is worse than her bark. Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, push me too far, I just might fight. Gonzo said, let me alone, I'm a family man, I live in my mother-in-law's place, a real fright. Let me alone, I'm a family man, I don't have a place to shag you tonight.
Matt Covington, all he had to do was say, I'll talk to you tomorrow, we'll make an appointment, and I will help you the best way I can, and if I can't help you, I'll try to find you help. I could sit here all day long and tell you people that I'm a badass from New York, and I'm afraid of no man.
Uptown in my limousine, was cruising on by. People were waving, told me walk on my mind. I had to know, woman, 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 girl, can't take no more. My eyes are looking toward heaven's door.
Why don't you be a man, Matt? And I'm not saying that in a derogatory way, and I'm not saying that in a bad way.
Everything went wrong. Life is upside down. 'Cause I can't take no more, yeah.
You know, it's the hillbilly mentality.
Driving me crazy, crazy. It's not who you are.
I didn't say one bad thing about Matt today, except that he didn't help me, and I was trying to be reasonable.
Can't take no more. My eyes are looking. When I feel the pain inside. When I walk to work.
I'm an entertainer. In the last 24 hours, these guys have come with a gang of at least 25 people, all to gang up on him, to make Matt look like a hero. Matt is a hero to his people. But Matt doesn't get it. So my show is diversified. That's why my show is so much better than Matt's show. And Matt doesn't want to admit it because I don't think Matt is being a man right now. New Yorkers know the truth. And I reason. I say nothing but the truth, and so help me God.
You put me down with a girl.
This is between men.
I wish I knew why.
Matt, this is on you for not having the patience and not having the dignity. And then you turn against me. When I told you to my show yesterday, you didn't want to bother with me. But you know, some people said that Matt showed boring. Now you tell the people what a bad guy I am, okay? Please. You talk to me. Look, you might be right. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk that Matt has made a point.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Here we go. It's that time again. Matt Connerton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious, although it's rainy and dreary again today, but glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Wednesday, October 26, 2022. So nice to have you all with me today on the program. And if you'd like to join me on the show, you can call the studio line at 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. Hit me up on social media at Matt Connerton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can also interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. By the way, it is Wednesday, which means tonight is Industry Night at the Hop Knot. And here's what they've posted on social media. Warm yourself from the inside this week with a popper stuffed pretzel with some jalapeno honey. I didn't know that was a thing. Jalapeno honey. We've got lots going on this week, so get ready. Tonight is Industry Night after 5 p.m. Tomorrow night, of course, Thursday night is trivia with the great Bill Cini. You can usually hear Bill on the morning show on Wednesdays, the morning show with Peter White for trivia. Trivia, rather. It's like I think in my mind, I created an amalgam of Bill and trivia, and it came out trivia. Trivia, Thursday nights at the Hop Knot. This Friday night, they've got, or this Friday afternoon, actually, they've got trick-or-treating. The Hop Knot will be participating in that here in Manchester from 3 to 6:30 p.m. And then from 7 to 9 p.m., they've got live music. Taylor O'Donnell performing live at the Hop Knot. Saturday, they've got the Witches Dance at 3 p.m. Fun for the whole family. And the Halloween party Saturday night from 8 to midnight. And I believe there is both costumes and karaoke involved. And then, of course, Sunday, the usual, they're open from noon to 9 p.m. So lots going on at the Hop Knot this week. And, of course, don't forget the delicious gourmet pretzels and the ever-burgeoning assortment of craft beer. So lots going on there. And by the way, just a note about trivia, because it is only Wednesday, so trivia is still more than 24 hours away. I often hear Bill Cini mention this when he brings it up on the morning show when he does his weekly segment. You really, really want to sign up for that ahead of time. It's not something where you wait till the last minute or you just show up and hope there's a spot. It is a very popular feature at the Hop Knot, and Bill gets rave reviews. So make sure that you, like if you're going to go tomorrow, I would call them today. For real. Call them today and reserve a spot for trivia. Of course, you can show up anytime for the delicious gourmet pretzels and the assortment of craft beer. But if you want to participate in trivia, you need to be proactive. It is, it is quite necessary. So just a suggestion. Well, I guess it's not necessary. It's necessary if you want to participate in trivia. I think John Hopwood is going to be joining us in the second hour today after he concludes his television program. He's talking with our friend Eric Pilcher from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, about the film Casino today on John's show, and then he's going to come down to join us. At least I think that's the plan. He said maybe I'll join you. I spoke with him earlier. Something else going on this week, and speaking of Eric Pilcher, so we have a couple of anniversaries this week here at WMNH. This Friday will be the 1-year anniversary of Eric Pilcher's classic film review, which is every Friday here on the program. Every week, our friend Eric reviews a different classic film for us. And of course, for the month of October, it has been all Alfred Hitchcock films because October is Halloween month, obviously. But this Friday will be the 1-year anniversary of Eric's film reviews here on WMNH on this program, on Matt Connerton Unleashed. And so I can't believe it's been a year. I know sometimes people say that as a, cliche. Oh, I can't believe it's been. No, but I literally can't believe it's been a year. It's amazing how quickly the time goes. And then, speaking of anniversaries, and then later in the evening here at WMNH, we will be celebrating the 2-year anniversary of Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C., which started, now the show existed as a podcast before, just like this show, existed as a podcast before bringing it to WMNH. But it's been 2 years of Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C. right here on WMNH 95.3 FM. Of course, it is now Friday nights from 8 to 11 p.m., a full 3 hours. And I have the honor and privilege of being one of Paul's co-hosts on that show, along with Dan Randall of Dan Randall and the Randlettes and DJ Steve. So looking forward to celebrating 2 years this Friday night. So I've been here for a while. I've been here. It's been 5.5 years. About 5.5 years. It was 5 years in April. So April, May, June, July, September, October. Yeah, so it's been 5.5. I'm not good at math, but yeah, that sounds right. 5.5. Anyway, all right. So we'll get into some stuff. But again, if you'd like to join us on the program today, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. There's a... It's just a story. This is not apropos of anything political, but sometimes things happen in the world of radio and broadcasting that are interesting to me that I like to bring up. And then we'll do this. And then after this, we'll say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. But I wanted to get this out of the way because it's actually a sad story, unfortunately. But it's also a weird story because it's something you just don't expect to happen. But it does relate to something that happened to a fellow broadcaster, and it's all over the news. But this is from CBS News. Radio host dies on air while doing morning show. This happened today. Oh, I'm sorry, actually yesterday. Yes. Oh no, it was Monday. Oh, I'm just seeing this pop up in all the mainstream sites now. This actually happened Monday morning. A longtime British radio host died of a suspected heart attack on Monday while presenting his daily segment on the air, his radio station announced. Tim Gough, or it's G-O-U-G-H, although if it's like Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh, we learned one day that it's actually pronounced Vincent Van Gogh, so maybe that was his name, Tim Gogh, instead of, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but anyway. Oh, that hurts my throat. But he was only 55, and he died early Monday morning while his show, the Tim Gough at Breakfast, aired live. Gen X Radio said in a news release, Gough was presenting the show from his home in Suffolk. I know you're not really supposed to pronounce the L, but I'm just afraid. I'm paranoid about not pronouncing it with the L. So if it sounds funny, that's just how I say it because of my own paranoia. I don't want to get in trouble. So I say Suffolk so it doesn't, so there's not even a question about what I'm actually saying. I've always felt self-conscious saying that particular proper noun on the air. Suffolk. I don't care if it sounds awkward and strange. That's what I'm going with because it's safe. Anyway, the county in East England where he was born. Gen X Radio said staff members are, quote, shocked and devastated beyond words, unquote, over the loss of their colleague, whom the station described as, quote, a hugely experienced and highly talented broadcaster with an army of fans for his daily show, unquote. James Hazel, the managing director of Gen X Radio Suffolk, who knew Go throughout his career, praised the radio host, saying, quote, Tim has been on the radio since the 80s and had come out of radio retirement to fully involve himself in our project from the beginning to bring local commercial radio back to his beloved Suffolk, and was hugely excited for our DAB launch at the end of the month, unquote, Hazel said in a statement. Now, DAB, by the way, that is, what is it, digital audio broadcasting? It's their version of, like you know, I have an association with Tomorrow Radio in Ireland, and that's how they broadcast. It's a whole thing. We won't get into all of that, but... Okay, so the statement continued, quote, to know Tim personally, as I did very closely for over 30 years, was to know a warm, caring, fun guy who myself and my family loved dearly. We are heartbroken by the news. I know his family are enormously comforted by the hundreds of loving messages that have been received and have asked for privacy at this devastating time, unquote. Gen X Radio Suffolk also honored Go's legacy and shared its condolences to his family in a social media message posted on Monday. This went out on Twitter. It is with the heaviest of hearts that I have to inform you our dear friend and breakfast host, Tim Go, passed away this morning whilst presenting his program. That's not a word I'm used to saying, by the way, whilst, but it's they're in the UK. Our love to his family, son, sister, brother, and mum. Another word I'm not used to. Tim was doing what he loved. He was 55 years old. R.I.B., buddy. What is R.I.B.? I mean, R.I.P. is rest in peace. What is R.I.B.? Oh, maybe it's rest in broadcasting. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a British thing. Or maybe over there they spell peace with a B. It was rest in peace. Let's see. Go started his radio career more than 3 decades ago, according to biography posted on the Gen X website. He worked at several locations in the UK, including Radio Orwell, Saxon Radio, and SGR FM, and appeared on the national Smooth radio station as well. Go had returned from retirement to host the morning breakfast series on Gen X Radio Suffolk. Go leaves behind a mother, brother, sister, and son, the station said. So, very sad. He kind of looked like Patrick Stewart a little bit, looking at the picture of him. I am confused about, and he looked older than 55. Jeez. But it's called Gen X Radio. It looks more like a boomer. But no, but that's very sad. And obviously you don't expect something like that to happen. Tom Blanchard in the chat says, I love RIBs. Oh, I love ribs. Oh, maybe that's what it means. Maybe he ate ribs and it affected his health. I think ribs are disgusting. By the way, we were talking about disgusting food yesterday. I think ribs are disgusting. I cannot even be around someone eating ribs. I know this is a little bit of a tangent, but I went out to, this was a very long time ago, I went out to dinner with a friend who ordered ribs, and I spent the entire meal not being able to even make eye contact with him. I couldn't look in his direction while he ate the ribs because it's very messy and it just makes a big mess. And I don't like messy food. Joe Friday's in the chat room and says Dahmer loved ribs. I see what you did there. And doesn't that just figure? So that's not to suggest that everyone who eats ribs is, like Jeffrey Dahmer. I would never say that, but might as well be, frankly. That's how disgusted I am by the ribs. But yes, so that is a sad story. And, I myself have not, I've never died on the air myself, but there's still time. If it does happen, though, here's the thing. I'm hopeful that it happens during sweeps week, because can you imagine the ratings? Yeah, I mean, I'd never be able to top it, but I think Easy G is on the line. Hello, Easy.
Oh, yeah, that's a sad story. I don't know what to say about that.
Well, you could make a lot of inappropriate jokes like I do, but that might be...
I don't think I make any of this story.
Well, fine.
It's a really sad story.
You're no fun.
The only good news, he died doing what he loved doing.
He died doing what he loved. That's a good way to look at it, Easy.
Same with Dale Earnhardt. He died on the track. He loved doing his car racing, and unfortunately, he died doing what he loved doing.
He died doing what he loved. Yes.
Right. That's a really sad story. I haven't heard that one.
I heard a story once about a bank robber who apparently he had robbed a number of banks, and then in his final robbery, the police shot him and he died. But apparently he was very committed to robbing banks. So, he died doing what he loved.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got me in a sad mood now. It's on a
sad mood.
Horrible story.
Horrible story. You should shoehorn it into your entertainment report.
Say that again?
You should shoehorn it into your entertainment report.
Yeah, no, I'm almost up now since you told me that story. Boy.
You're all upset. You didn't know the guy.
I'm not upset, but just confused.
How do you think what are you what are you confused about?
Well, this is a sad story. It's about some guy dying.
I know what confused you. I started talking about ribs.
Yeah.
That's confusing to me.
Well, it's like to turn the radio on and hear about a story that a guy died doing a radio show.
Well, exactly. That's yeah. You don't expect that, do you?
No, you don't.
You don't.
You don't. I'm just bummed out, I guess, a little bit.
You're all bummed out. I'm sorry. Sorry to bum you out.
Yeah. Well, it's not your fault.
Well, thank you. Well, that's true.
I didn't. I got some information.
I didn't force him. I didn't force him to eat all those ribs. I'm sorry. What?
I think it's information and people want to hear it out there.
Well, it probably depends on the nature of the information, Easy G. But go ahead.
Right.
Yeah. What's the information?
Well, I got my report here to go.
I'm sorry. What? I didn't hear what.
I got my mini report to go.
Oh, you've got your mini report ready to go? Is that what you said?
Right.
Oh, okay. So you're ready to do your report.
Right, definitely.
Oh, well, okay. Well, yeah, here we go then.
Before things get crazy here with supper.
Easy. You want to know about stock market crashes, COVID-19, drive-bys, celebrity gossip? Easy G's gotcha. Entertainment report style. That's why I'm easy.
'Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
Well, unfortunately, I got another sad story to say.
Sorry. Yes, go ahead.
I'm dedicated to this fella. He passed away, unfortunately, on Saturday. He had prostate cancer, and my friend just had brought him over to Boston, one of the hospitals down there, to get help. And he said, "Well, this treatment is going to give me another maybe 2 or 3 years of living." And I only gave him 4 days. So, well, my friends took it really tough, and as you all know, cancer sucks. So,
how old was he?
I don't even know the guy, but it really just, I feel like I know him, through friends of mine. So, we're going to dedicate the report to a friend of a friend named Mike, who really died of prostate cancer.
How old was he, Eric?
I think he was around 60.
Yeah. Oh, that's young.
Yeah, I know. It's awful.
Well, that's why it's.
That's why I always feel. That's why I always feel compelled to raise money.
Yes.
So we can stop this horrible thing called cancer.
Now, when you get
there's no good cancer. All cancer sucks.
When you get yours checked, do they do the whole? Never mind. Forget I asked. It was a big discussion the other day on Howard Stern. There's more than one way to do a prostate exam. The point being, but we don't. That's probably
a while back.
That's probably more for. That's probably more for the other show. But
right.
Yes,
tested me for the blood work, and they said it was all good.
You had some blood work, yeah. What is interesting though, and this I learned this from listening to. Because the conversation they had about it on Howard Stern, it was funny,
right.
but it was also kind of semi-serious. Howard, he's 68 years old, so he thinks about this stuff a lot. And he was saying that he knew somebody who died from prostate cancer because he had the blood work done, and the blood work didn't catch that there was anything wrong. In other words, his PSA didn't appear to be elevated. But it turned out he actually did have it, which is why it's important to really do a thorough exam.
Oh yeah, they've done all that stuff. Yep. So I'm all good. I'm all good in both tests without getting graphic.
Right. Thank you. We try to keep things in
Yeah.
good taste here, as you know.
Under the table.
Under the table. Well, that's.
We got other health problems, but we're not going to get into it on the radio.
Yeah.
Like I did before.
Well, we can if you'd
Okay.
like.
Well. Well, anyways, we got some events.
Oh wait, are you starting? Is this the start of the actual report?
Yeah. Well, gotta get to my guy Mike, like a friend of a friend. That guy Mike.
Oh, okay, but that wasn't the actual report, right? That had nothing to do with entertainment. So this is the actual report. Let's do this right here.
He was once
has
a
to
dog
watch
from
it.
around
Yeah,
the
it's actual report.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
You want to know about stock market crashes, COVID-19, drive-bys, celebrity gossip? Easy G's gotcha. Entertainment report style.
Why I'm easy.
Cause ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Are you ready for start time?
Let's find out. Ready, set, go.
The important thing is, can you hear me now?
I can hear you great. You sound great.
Oh, good.
It's a big relief to me.
Going on the other Saturday now. It's going to be the trick or treat Fisher
Saturday
from
in
1:30
the
to 5.
park.
It's a free event. Makes it for the kids. And of course, trick or treating is this coming Monday from 6 to 8. And I always say, smell my feet. Give me something good to eat.
Manchester always does it during the
That's a free
daytime,
event
right?
too, by the way.
Manchester always does it during the day, correct?
No, anymore. No, man, it's 6 to 8 now.
Oh, it is at night. Okay.
Yeah, I used to do it forever. No, I used to be in the afternoon. When I was a kid, I hated it.
Yeah.
We're bumping over to Thanksgiving on Piscicast again, November 24th at 6:30. But it's AM. It's a paid event. It's for charity, I believe. It's for cancer again. Our clinic is the sponsor. I think
You're having.
I think it might be cancer research. I'm not quite sure, but you have to pay to get in there.
Did you say you're having Fisher
And you
Cats
get there-
over
you
for
get there at 6:30 in
Thanksgiving?
the morning. So
6:30 in the morning.
yeah, they want to get out of the way before the turkey time.
Yes. You got to feed the Fisher Cats.
That probably wouldn't be a good event for you because you're not a morning person.
I am not, sir.
Another fun event for you is the Christmas parade, December 3rd at 4 o'clock. I know you love the Christmas parade.
I
And
do not.
It's also a free event down Elm Street.
But
And at 3 o'clock, they're going to have the Santa Shuffle.
and Peter White is going to be WMNH's own Peter White
Yes,
is going
he
to be
will.
there, right?
He will be doing that at fun event, yes.
Now, what will he be doing exactly?
I guess
He'll
they're
be
going to be at the Veterans Park again.
he'll be
With
he'll
the power of technology now. They don't have to be outside the studio anymore.
now he'll be commentating, correct? He'll be kind of like
Right.
narrating.
Probably with somebody else, but I'll let him announce that.
Right? Yeah, that's
He probably knows who it is.
That's a good idea. Now, I heard a rumor, EZG. Tell me if this is true, that Peter was originally supposed to be in one of the floats, but you went and said that he didn't want to do that because he wanted to switch it up.
Yeah. I think I heard that rumor too.
That was a little inside,
I think I
but
heard that rumor too.
longtime listeners will know the reference.
Well, we got a little bit of music here. And I'm going
Ooh.
to call it a day. Katie Dobbins, you might have heard that lady. $25 tickets, December 22nd at the Loft at Hermit Woods in Meredith. And I don't know who the opening act is because I can't even pronounce it. So there is an opening act. I'm sorry, she is the opening act.
It's called Hermit
It's
Woods.
a main event, but I can't announce who it is because I can't announce who. I can't say it. So there is a main participant in the event, a main act, but I don't know. I can't pronounce his name. So boy, I'm really messing that up.
You sound
There's got new
distracted.
music coming out next year in January. So that'll be fun.
You sound distracted. Are you thinking about ribs?
There is a main act, but I can't. I can't say his name on the radio because I don't know how to say it.
Yeah. How do you spell it?
Begins with a W.
Begins with a W. Oh, is it what is it?
WAUGRAI.
Is it Wibbity Boom Boom Chip Chip Cheerio or something?
I don't know. I think I should just skip that event because I should know the main act.
Just skip it.
Anyways, I know this lady. Anyways, Katie Jones will be there. That's all you really need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And then on October 20th, this Friday, it's going to be April Cushy, but really Cushman.
I think it's so cute
at the
that you call
Backyard
her that.
Brewery in 6 o'clock, right here in Manchester.
Does she?
just trivia there sometimes too. I think he does trivia there with Bill. Bill does trivia there sometimes. I think.
Does she know that you call her Cushy?
No, I don't know. Maybe I don't think maybe doesn't know who she is.
What does she call you?
They got a new event here the day after 6:30 p.m. You have to go a little bit far though. It's MGM Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh my
And
goodness!
I think I know these names a little bit. Jim Larvie, Vince,
Jim Larvie,
and Oding
Oding Brookhurst,
Aldax, and April Cushman.
and April Cushman.
And that's in Springfield, Massachusetts.
You know her name.
And then there's going to be another event on Veterans Day, November 11th.
Mm-hmm. Coming right up.
April Cushman at the National Bar and Stage in Boston.
Uh-huh.
And then she's going to be a busy lady. Then she turns around.
Really
busy, the holidays here. And she's going to be appearing with another fella. November 13th at New England Music Awards. It's a ticketed event.
Yeah.
And April Cushman and
Can you say his
Brady
name?
Rich.
Brady
headline the show. And she's
Brady
up at
Rich?
6 awards.
Uh-huh. 6 awards.
Yep, 6 awards.
6 awards.
And then she's appearing, here we go, December 9th.
Uh-huh.
She is appearing at the Keene, New Hampshire, and Colonial Theater. It's a ticketed event. It's featuring Charlie, I can't even say his last name, it's CHRONE TSULOS. I don't know if I can even say that name.
Chronopolis?
In my head. Probably not a good say a bullet in your head. So let me forget I said that.
Forget you said what? I don't even know.
December.
You still
What'd
there,
you
Eric?
say, Matt?
Oh, sorry. I thought you got stuck.
This report is not one of my best ones, I admit.
Yeah.
December 15th, it's going to be a 2BA, and the 2BA announcement. Joe Nichols. You ever heard of that guy, Joe Nichols?
Yes, of course. Joe Nichols is a big star. Big star!
Yeah. And April Cushman is going to be there singing, too. And it's in Boston, Massachusetts.
So she's opening for Joe Nichols? That's a big deal. That's good for her.
Yeah, well, this is really a bad report because I didn't write down where in Boston.
Right, yeah. We are missing
Let's
some...
just forget I did this report.
Missing some details. Yeah, so we'll put this one in the memory hole. Sure, yeah.
Oh, boy, that's what you get when you do the report at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, plus
So why don't we do this report next week, and hopefully it'll be a lot better.
Has Bruce been keeping you up when you're trying to prepare for your report? I know how that Bruce guy is.
Yeah, true, but I'm saying I should have wrote down where it is in Boston.
Yeah, you probably...
Boston's a big state.
It's actually a city,
boy,
but it is
awful.
large, yes.
Ended with Amanda McCarthy.
Uh-huh. Oh.
And she says, she says, oh my God. He has a brand new single out called Lifeline.
Yes.
And you can find that over at Spotify, Apple, and all those platforms.
Yes.
And you can pre-order it.
Yes.
It's funny though, when I pre-ordered the other day, I hit the button there for Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
It went to our old songs. I don't know how that works.
You must have been enraged.
I pre-bought it. I just pre-ordered it, and it's there on my computer, on the phone.
Yeah.
You hit that button, and it goes to another song. Not that I was complaining or nothing, but
right. But clearly there's a malfunction.
This wasn't one of my better reports. That's what happens when you
not your best.
write yourself down at 5 in the morning. Your memory's not that good.
Yeah. See what happens when you try to wake up early.
Yes. Yeah, so we could do good work in the morning, but this was Wanda was the wrestling report.
Oh, wrestling.
November 19th, Full Gear is going to be on AEW, and then WWE. I won't be watching. Maybe I'll hate watch it, but November 5th, noontime, Crown Jewel, Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
And all pay-per-views are exclusively on the Peacock channel.
They don't call them...
November 26th, believe it or not, Survivor Series, and November 26th is be in Boston.
Did you know, Eric? They don't call them pay-per-view anymore. Do you know what they call them now?
Oh, I know. They call them exclusive or something.
A premium live event.
Yeah, I call pay-per-views. I like
well, you're old school.
But anyways, what's your opinion about CM Punk leaving AEW, a buyout, and going back to WWE?
Well,
I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, yeah, that's all rumor and conjecture, or rumor and innuendo, as Bruce Pritchard
What do you
say? I don't think it's going to happen. My prediction is they get everything worked out. I mean, he's making $3 million a year, allegedly, with AEW.
Really? Wow.
And I think they'll work everything out, and I think they'll turn it into a storyline, an angle, and make some money with it. So no, I don't think it's happening. I think he's staying right where he is.
How about that other guy in AEW? They say we need to pass in the coin. He has a big coin, and the MF guy there. Do you think they'll put the belt on him eventually?
Someone has an ear of corn?
No, this guy, the guy that swore all the words there, the owner pretended he hated them, AEW.
I don't know who.
The guy, the guy had he pretended he hated the owner. He swore to him or something.
Oh, MJF.
Yeah, supposedly he signed a long-term contract, so he ain't going to WWE anytime soon.
Well, actually,
he has a big coin. He said he can cash that
Oh,
in.
a coin!
Rules, like Money in the Bank. He can use that anywhere for a title shot. Do you think they'll put the belt on him eventually? Probably, right?
Yeah, I think they will. I thought you were saying corn. I was very confused.
But yeah, he's a big coin. I know you don't watch the show all the time. I don't either. You see him up in the balcony. He has this big coin. He said, "Hey, cash it in anytime."
Yes,
for
it's
for an AEW belt.
It's their version of Money in the Bank. Yes, he's got the big coin.
Right, but do you think I don't think that CM Punk's coming back anytime soon because he's hurt.
Yeah, that's true. He's got a pretty bad injury, a torn tricep, I think.
But how about that guy in WWE? Will he be coming back? Dusty Rhodes' son anytime soon? You think?
Dustin?
Will he be out for a long time?
No. He'll stay with AEW, I think.
No. The guy that's Dusty Rhodes' son there. Remember he got hurt?
I thought you were talking about Dustin. Oh, you're talking about Cody.
Right. Do you think he'll be back anytime soon, or do you think he'll be out for extended time too?
Yeah, he's been out for a while now. Yeah, he'll be back soon.
I guess the fun rumor is that he'll be coming back for the Rumble. He won the Rumble. He'll go into WrestleMania, and then he'll finally beat I can't think of his name. Boy, I really butchered this report.
Uh-huh.
The guy.
Yeah, not your best.
Guy with the guy that has the belt there. I can't think of his name now. Oh goodness, not really.
John Moxley?
The guy that has the belt now for WWE.
Oh, Roman Reigns?
Yeah, eventually he has to lose, don't you think?
Eventually, yes.
That would be a good storyline, right, for Dusty Rhodes' son to win it. Because Dusty Rhodes never won the belt as a heavyweight champion.
In WWE, yes. Yes, that would be, actually, that's a great idea. You should get a job with them. You could be a writer.
Well, you won't see that happening. Him winning the Royal Rumble, going on to WrestleMania, and he finally being the champ because he held it up for a long time. That way,
it's a great
when
idea.
He loses, he can go on a long vacation because he's not wrestling full time anymore, anyways.
Right. Yes, he wants to. I think test his fortunes in Hollywood, as he should.
Right.
Right.
Plus, he can take a long time off too.
Yes.
He's the champ. He has to be on TV, and of course, yeah, he has a new contract where he doesn't have to be on the air a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said he wants to spend more time with his family.
Right.
When you're a big star like that, you like Tiger Woods, you tell them when you're going to be there.
Right. Well, that's how it is for you. You're a big star. You tell me when you're doing your entertainment report.
All right. Well, this is one of my best ones. Not
your best.
Try to do better next week.
Yeah, but you gave it the good old college try, an expression I've never understood.
Wasn't one of my better ones.
Not one of your better ones.
Try to do better next. You know who says that all the time on the air is those guys at ESPN that do the report there about what's going on in the sports world.
Yeah.
On ESPN like 5:30, and then he says, "We'll try to do a better job next week. Next time."
Always
steal from them.
Always strive to do better, EZG.
Right. This one was not one of my better reports.
Not one of your better ones. Not your worst.
No,
not your worst.
No, it's definitely been worse.
There definitely has been worse,
right,
but not your
talk to
best.
you later.
All right, Eric. All right. Bye-bye. All right. Well, very good. Oh, we should play him out properly.
There's no such thing.
Let's take this call, just because they keep calling. so good morning.
Overall, guys. Overall, guys.
Hi, Eric.
Hey, I got 10 hours to the case, and I still don't have my ticket for Ronda.
You know what? I'm really not in the mood for that today, Eric, so I'm going to tell you what. You already have a ticket, so I'm sorry I didn't get the ticket. If I get another one, come see me tonight. But, you already have a ticket. There's other people out there like Terry Trainer that doesn't have a ticket. I didn't say. I said I would try. I said egg on my face. I'm going to tell you. You don't have egg on your face. I'm going to tell you what. You should be grateful that you have one ticket. All right, kid? You understand me? You're calling for free stuff.
All right, we have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connerton Unleashed. Who's this?
This is Amber Nicole Cannon.
Hey, Amber Nicole, how are you, my friend?
I am doing wonderfully.
Yes, excellent. Excellent.
Yourself?
Very well. I know you have you've got something you wanted to an event to promote coming up, which we're excited to share with everybody.
Absolutely. So the event is Libations for City Library. The Manchester City Library Foundation is throwing this event to raise money for the library. It's going to be a huge chance to win a lot of beer, wine, liquor, kombucha, olive oil, that kind of stuff. But I know what everyone really wants, and that's the liquor, I think.
Hence the libations, yes. Yeah, I think so. It tends to have wide appeal, yes.
Yeah. So Flag Hill Winery is donating to us. So is Wiggly Bridge Distillery, Smoky Quartz Distillery, Fabrizius Spirits, Auspicious Brewery, Urban Farm Fermentoy, I can't ever say that word, Touchier Brewery, Crucina Aurora, Loaded Question, Pipe Dream. I mean, look at this. This just keeps going on, and you can just win this stuff at the library. It's kind of, I don't know if you guys, pre-COVID, they had this event where you toss rings at wine bottles, kind of like a fair game. But we have decided to expand it to include these other things like kombucha and beer. And for $5, you buy a ring and you throw it at a bottle. And if it lands on the bottle, you get to take it home. Some of these bottles are like $70. So,
oh wow,
it's going to be hard not to walk away with some big winnings.
Right. Yeah, no, that's very cool. So they actually, so this is not a new event in the sense that they did this pre-COVID.
Yes, they did. It was a great fundraiser for the library.
Yeah.
So we decided to revamp it finally, right? Everything should be okay. The event's November 2nd. That's why it always got shut down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but now that things are really rolling, this is happening, and we are ecstatic.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. And what time does that start?
So that's going to start at 5.
Okay.
I'm looking at the event actually now because I always say numbers wrong.
Oh.
But it's a 5, and you can check it out on Facebook if you just go to our Facebook page, the Manchester City Library Foundation. This is the foundation. All we do is raise money for the library, and you can see. Oh, and there should be a grant. So if you've ever donated to the library in the past, you'll be getting a postcard in the mail here soon with details of the event and my artwork on it. Just saying.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yep, I found it online here. Yep, Libations for City Library, and Wednesday, 5 to 7 p.m., and that's at the Manchester City Library at 405 Pine Street. I have been in there. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, we have, there's a number of libraries in the area, but that's if I remember correctly, that's it's got more than one floor, right? It's a pretty big library.
You're clued into how I think most people are going to win. Yes, so there's the center rotunda area, and that's where we're setting up the bottles. So you can either throw from one direction, the back of the library, towards the rotunda, or you can go up to the second floor in that big granite chamber and throw the rings down at the bottles.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's fun.
I think that's the strategy that's going to win. I was just there yesterday checking out what I think my strategy will be.
Yeah. There you go. Well, that's very cool. Very cool. Well, I'm glad you called with that, and we will certainly remind people as the event gets closer. And actually, too, I'm thinking that day, if you want to call back into that on that Wednesday obviously the event starts at 5, but if you call in during the first hour, and we can remind people about it. But yeah, that's very cool, and obviously it's for a good cause. You always want to, I think my whole life I've always kind of felt like people take libraries somewhat for granted. And then I think over the course of the years with the internet, people probably have taken libraries even more so for granted, but they're still wonderful places. And, back when I had more time in my schedule, I could kill a whole day in a library or a bookstore, anywhere where there's books. But But yeah, it's a wonderful thing, and I have been in there. That's a very cool place. And
speaking of
go ahead.
Marathon Library Days, I'm a big fan of those as well. And one of the things that we're really raising money for is a bottle filling station at the library to better facilitate those marathon days when you just got to keep reading and picking and looking at all the books. Because some of the books you can't take home. They're really, those nice ones. And so you need a bottle filling station, and that's what this is going for.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's a great idea. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very good. Very good. All right, my friend. Well, always nice to hear from you, Amber Nicole. Thank you so much. And, well, like I said, we'll remind people now that we have the details as it gets closer. But again, too, if you want to buzz us back before then, or it's coming right up. It's next week, but
it is.
But yeah, or that day, like I said, if you want to give us a quick call during the first hour and just remind people and get we'll get some people over there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you so much. And I really hope to see everyone there. We've been throwing a lot of work into this. We're really excited.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, Amber Nicole, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. All right, very nice. Yeah, I think that's a cool that's a very cool thing. Yeah, libraries are wonderful, and we should treasure them and do things to keep them going. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if there's libraries that have closed over the years in some places. I assume probably, right? But they're still an important part of the community. And, I grew up in Concord, and, there's a great library there, which is still open. And, but it's a good thing to, it sounds like a fun event. 603-250-6007 is the number if you'd like to chime in. 603-250-6007. I do want to say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat, and I did see Joe Friday in there posted an event or maybe a couple of events coming up that we should mention as well. Since EZG didn't quite get to everything going on, that's okay. But EZG is in the chat room and says Happy Prince Spaghetti Day. Yes, Jenny is in the chat and says Shalom peeps. Our friend Eric Pilcher, of course, we mentioned at the top of the show, this Friday will be the 1-year anniversary of Eric's classic film reviews on the show. Eric says, afternoon, everyone. I'm on Ward 13 talking Casino, the film. Mike from Queen City Cabinetry in the historic Sunbeam Mall, one of our great sponsors here at WMNH, joins us in the chat, as well as Tom Blanchard. Also, Melanie La Liberty from the great state of Vermont. Please, if you haven't done so yet today, please vote for Melanie in the next Face of Horror. We want to keep that going. And as always, Melanie, feel free to drop a link in there if you haven't done so already. Let's see. Oh, Jenny says, good news. The weather shows a nice stretch of sun through the weekend starting tomorrow. Oh, thank God. All this rain and dreary weather has not been good for me, quite frankly. Joe Friday says, hello, peeps. Hugs to Jenny. Paulie C is in the Facebook live chat. Paul says, good day, big fan. Yes, DAB, DAB, digital audio broadcast is the FM of England. Yes. Let's see here. Yep, Joe Friday says, vote for Mel. Okay. Joe Friday also says, shout out to Kathy Klein. Major donations for the clothing drive. We are meeting tomorrow at Diz's Cafe, organizing a drop-off to Bonfire. Manchester Fire Department and Manchester Police Department are helping. Very good. It's good community stuff there. Paulie C. shared a to-do list. 1, have dinner. 2, take meds. 3, call Matt before bedtime. Scott Robinson says, I hope Eric cheers up for the entertainment report. He sounds very down. Well, I bummed him out with that story, though, too, about the broadcaster who died. Joe Friday says, I love EZG. Heart of Gold. Yes, we all love EZG. Let's see. Paulie C says, well, that would certainly been an extremely brief, oh my goodness. Okay. I'm not sure what that refers to, but that's all right. It sounds like it might have been for the other show. Matt Connerton Unsheathed. Tom Blanchard says, easy. Did you just get your wisdom teeth removed today? I had mine out when I was 16. They took all 4 of them at once. It was great. Got it all out of the way. And our friend Ron is on the line. Hi, Ron.
Hey, man. Hey, are you familiar with the show, the comedy Will and Grace that used to be on?
Yes.
That little guy, Leslie, just died the other day. He was on the way to the studio, had a medical condition, crashed his car, and passed away.
Yeah, Leslie Jordan. I think he was 65.
Yes, yeah. And all of like 4'7" or something.
Yeah, little guy. Yeah. Apparently,
too, little guy.
Not only did he have a long career in Hollywood, but he became kind of a big star on social media, on Instagram during the lockdowns, in the early days of the pandemic. He really he got kind of Instagram famous. Oh, Rob Dion says he was actually 67. Thanks, Rob. 67. Leslie Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah, funny guy, good guy. I like the show. I liked his acting.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way they dressed him up. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I to be honest with you, full disclosure, when Jenny first alerted me to his passing, I didn't know who he was. I didn't recognize the name, but but apparently he meant a lot to a lot of people. I have seen the television sitcom Will and Grace, but I've seen maybe 7 or 8 episodes in my entire life, which I did enjoy. I think a well-written show, well done. I don't know if any of the episodes I saw happened to have him in them, but I do know as a guest star, I think he won an Emmy Award for
that's correct,
being a guest star on that show. So yeah, good for him. Yeah, he seems like I should say, because I've seen a lot of coverage of his passing, like a really good person who brought a lot of joy to a lot of people.
All right, my friend, that was it. I figured I'd throw that in there.
All right, Ron, appreciate the call.
Good night.
All right, bye-bye. All right, that was our friend Ron, and that does open up a line for you, although it's almost, we're almost at the top of the hour already, but if you'd like to get in with a quick call, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Scott Robinson is asking, how much is the admission to the Christmas parade? Let's see. Joe Friday says, MPAL Halloween party is tomorrow night. Very good. Tom Blanchard said, sorry, just trying to be funny. I should never apologize for that, Tom. Never apologize for trying to be funny. Joe Friday says, MPAL Halloween party, dress positive costumes for Harmony. Of course, Harmony Montgomery. No evil costumes. There are enough evil people in this world. Let's play it forward to Harmony and any child in that situation. Yeah, absolutely. And we have been joined by, I don't think he knew his mic wasn't on yet. John Hopwood is here.
I did know it wasn't on.
Oh, you did?
I didn't hear anything.
Well, then you knew once you said something and didn't hear anything.
Well, I had the old 50s song Rubber Biscuit going through my head anyways.
Rubber Biscuit.
Oh, yeah. We were talking, Eric Pilcher and I, your entertainment editor is actually Easy G, who I'll probably be seeing Friday.
Wait a minute. Miriam Banish says Leslie Jordan was in Boston Legal. Betty White hit him with a frying pan. I don't even remember that.
Who's Leslie Jordan?
He's an actor who just died.
What did he die of? Lack of fame?
Some sort of incident while driving. So he may have
had
a heart attack.
Pleasuring himself?
Jeez.
People have died that way.
Okay, all right.
There was a famous director that went that way.
Well, that's
one of those things when he's going, but it's true.
All right. Well, yeah.
It's true. He was a German expressionist who came to Hollywood and got a little robust in his Duesenberg.
Oh, that's why I failed my first driving test.
Because of the...
I just realized. Anyway, well, let's move on from that.
That's not covered by the New Hampshire Code.
But yes, Leslie Jordan, the actor, he passed away. Rob Dion says in the chat room, I don't have the energy to deal with Hopwood today. Oh, my goodness.
You know what? There's a marvelous thing called the click button.
Wow.
Just click away.
I can't believe it.
Or turn the radio off.
Mm-hmm. Turn the radio off.
By the way, Mr. Dion, I was reading the 1950 Pulitzer Prize-winning biography of John Calhoun, which was quite fascinating. Calhoun was canceled last year, he was one of the great senators and great politicians of the 19th century. Him, Henry Clay, and Daniel Webster were the big three. Yeah.
Oh, you're getting some. You're getting some. Wow. Oh,
you're breaking my heart.
You are a polarizing figure, that's for sure.
It's because I'm not a conformist.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Conformity is the bedrock
You're a rebel.
of McCarthy. I wouldn't say that.
Oh, well, I was trying
Just
to.
don't conform. I don't watch television.
I was trying to make you sound cool.
But, it was Calhoun. Well, we can talk about that. Are you going to do something and then go into the second half hour?
Yeah, second hour, actually. We have another whole hour.
You do?
Yeah, we end at 6 p.m., not 5:30.
Oh, I was misinformed.
Yeah. No, we're a full 2 hours here.
Well, I parked in a place where I get 3 hours of free parking.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so we were talking about the movie Casino by Martin Scorsese. But to show the evolution of his art, I showed a scene from Mean Streets where the Harvey Keitel character passes out in a bar. And Rubber Biscuit is on the soundtrack. It's one of those nonsense songs from the late 50s.
Maybe I'll play it during the break.
Yeah, the Police did that song where it goes ooh 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 where that was like a homage by Sting to the old nonsense rock when it was rock and roll, which lasted. Well, Elvis went to the army, and then they had the payola scandals. Actually, met somebody who had been a radio guy that got nailed in payola.
Oh,
he's long gone. And then you had all those people like Fabian and stuff. So then you had the British invasion, who loved the old rock and roll. What did John Lennon say? Rock and roll was Chuck Berry. Who Chuck Berry influenced by country and western music.
I'm actually not gonna play it just because it's
not obscene.
No, it's not that. It's just it's a short song.
It's very short.
I'm going to I'm going to.
Are you offended by short songs?
Well, yes, and I am deeply offended. No, actually, it's just I need something that will.
Peter White likes
so I can take care of things during the break.
So you can go get a drink of water.
Yeah, and I've got something in mind to play. I've got something, but yes. So we will do that. We will go to break. And we will come back and we will show some love to our amazing sponsors. And we'll be back with hour number 2. Numero dos of Matt Connerton Unleashed. John Hopwood is here. And don't go away. Plenty more to come.
I just popped the champagne.
Ooh.
You must understand from the depths of 4chan, there's no truth intact. Let's rid the world of satanic liberals with the sense we lack. We're deplorable and illogical. You must try to ignore that we leave out the facts. Oh, what's you got to do with it? What's cute but a reckless cult devotion? What's cute got to do with it? Who needs the truth when a lie can be spoken? I'm in Nancy's room, acting like a buffoon, stealing envelopes. Dumb and enraged, living in cyberspace. White supremacy, that's the name for it. It's the phrase that fits. But who cares if it's treason? 'Cause I'm on TV. Oh, what's cute got to do with it? What's cute but democracy's erosion? What's cute got to do with it? Who needs the truth when there's Trump's baseless notion?
Boys Club. Boys Club. Boys Club. Boys Club. Boys Club.
Said I'm talking about Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Take the time, have some fun. Go outside, make love in the sun. Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Oh, now, yeah, yeah.
Boys Club.
Oh, now, I'm talking about Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Can you dig it? Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Tell your woman, tell your man, going somewhere they got to understand. It's Boys Club.
Boys Club.
And I know they'll understand.
Boys Club.
Oh yeah, talking about Boys Club.
Boys Club. Boys Club.
Come on, Glenn. Come on, Glenn. You can talk of the future, you can talk of the past. You can go find yourself a nice piece of ass. Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Come on down to Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Ooh yeah, talking about Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Now I may not be gay, I may not be proud, but it don't matter 'cause I'm always allowed at Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Boys Club.
Ooh yeah, talking about Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Come on, baby.
Boys Club. Boys Club. Boys Club.
Ooh yeah, talking about Boys Club.
Boys Club. Boys Club.
Do it, baby, baby, now.
Boys Club. Boys Club. Boys Club. Boys Club. Boys Club.
Oh yeah, baby, baby.
Boys Club.
Come on down to Boys Club.
Boys Club.
Come on down to Boys Club.
Boys Club. Talking about Boys Club.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh yeah.
Boys Club.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria. Family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria. The best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody, as we are well in hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connerton Unleashed. And we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. And you can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options. Social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Wednesday, October 26, 2022. John Hopwood is here as well at the news desk.
Yes, I'm want to sing a song to herald the Democratic Party. It's Maureen McGovern's "There's Got to Be a Morning After," because the ebb tide is flowing out.
My goodness.
It went from Sherlock on the Senate to a toss-up.
Yes. Well, we'll get into that, of course. And if you'd like to get into anything with us today, 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476, tweet me at Matt Connerton, or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And, of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. And I do want to remind you, tonight is Industry Night at the Hop Knot. Tomorrow night they have trivia with Bill Cini. Friday they have trick-or-treating. The Hop Knot will be participating in that downtown from 3 to 6:30 with Taylor O'Donnell playing Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. And on Saturday, they've got the Witches Dance at 3 p.m. and the Halloween Party from 8 to midnight, which will include both a costume contest and karaoke, I believe. And also, I want to remind everyone that this week is special. We have 2 anniversaries. Do you know what the anniversaries are on Friday, John Hopwood, that we're celebrating here at WMNH?
I don't know anybody that's born on October 28th. My sister-in-law and my grandfather were both born on October 26th.
Well, I didn't say birthday. I said anniversary.
I think one of my sisters is born on October 28th, but it could be October 27th. I was with my other sister today. We actually had to look up my grandfather's gravestone to figure out what my sister-in-law's birthday was. Well, they call them senior moments. Senior moments.
I see.
Wait until it happens to you.
Oh, no. All right. Well, I look forward to that. But no, this Friday, so we have 2 anniversaries. First, we have the 1-year anniversary of Eric Pilcher's classic film review here on Matt Connerton Unleashed. And of course, for the month of October, Eric is reviewing all Alfred Hitchcock films for the entire month. So that will be Friday, 1 year of Eric's classic film
Bill
reviews.
Hickok?
Is that an Alfred Hitchcock film?
I think so.
Oh, no. But we have another anniversary later.
Let's guess.
Later in the evening.
Oh, it's of the Pauly Shore Show.
You're so close.
Pauly McCartney.
You're getting colder.
The Gender Bender show at the Hop Knot.
Well, we don't. I don't know if Pauly C participates in that or not. But
Paul Cormier's Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
So close.
The wrestling show.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yes. That is the
I've
new
been on
name.
it 3 times. I only thought it was twice.
Have you been on it 3 times? You're in the 3-timers club?
Yes, I'm the first person that's not considered like a floating host.
Oh,
to be in 3 times.
I didn't realize you've been on 3 times.
Yes, he said it. He'd said it, but you were here at the desk I'm at now, and seemingly The news didn't travel.
No, I guess not. Wow.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2 years, the 2-year anniversary of Retro Spectrum Radio right here on WMNH 95.3. Now Friday nights from 8 to 11 p.m., a full 3 hours.
As my late mother would have said, wouldn't that slay your ass?
Would she say that about that? Really? I'm not sure how that fits the...
She had Alzheimer's, so she'd say all sorts of
So she
things.
would blurt it out and not necessarily in context.
An ex-girlfriend remembers something she called me, and not in jest, and will often use it against me.
Oh, my goodness.
On the grounds that mother knows their child best.
Wow. That can be problematic, it sounds to me.
Yeah, and I actually heard, and we were doing the review, Eric and I, of Casino, and Joe Pesci character, he actually uses it when he's yelling at Robert De Niro.
Oh.
So.
Did you remember?
Let's just say the F-bomb is part of it.
Did you remember to edit that one out?
Yes.
Good,
We had
good.
a little trouble. There were so many F-bombs
Yeah.
in Casino. It's like Goodfellas. It's like being in the Army, you know? I missed a couple.
By the way, Texas Mike is in the chat and says,
Where were you?
He says, sorry, John, I didn't make it to your show. I had a last-minute Zoom call involving an event I'm a part of this weekend.
A girl? A gal? A woman? A upright carbon-based life form with the XX DNA matrix?
Well, he wasn't that specific, but it sounds more like business more business than pleasure.
Oh.
Jason Federson says, just so you know, Eric Pilcher, due to your movie review this Friday, I had to watch both old and new Psycho back-to-back last night.
Is this the guy that's running for the Senate in Pennsylvania?
You're thinking of you're thinking of John Fetterman.
Yeah, his poll numbers just tanked.
Yeah.
After last night. Or the other night. Was it last night?
Yeah, the debate that was last night, the debate.
There's got to be a morning after.
That was, you didn't
I just
see
saw
any
a
of it?
little of it, but I knew it was going to be painful. And it was easier to read about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Oz, I'm no fan of his.
No.
But he should have stepped on. Politician.
Yeah.
Given the ego.
I think had the stroke happened sooner than it did, he would have.
Well, he's claiming but he won't release his records that it's just an auditory problem that comes with a stroke. But how do you know?
Well, his doctor did write a letter saying that
a letter, but that's a Trump tactic.
Well, that's true because there was that weird doctor with the long hair.
I'm better than her. Get the best shape of any president.
Yeah, that doctor who wrote the letter about Trump saying that that doctor has since passed away, but he had written that letter about Trump saying that if elected and it was actually worded like this too.
Yeah.
If elected president, he will be the healthiest president ever to have served. Meanwhile,
boy, I wonder who dictated that letter.
Yeah, no kidding.
Exactly the way.
No kidding. Yeah. Meanwhile, when he says that, at the time, the first thing that popped into my mind was that kind of famous image of Barack Obama when he was, when he's at the beach and he's coming out of the water and he's got all the muscles and everything. And it's like, so this obese guy is going to be the healthiest president ever elected.
Well, he's a stable genius. And that has to count for something.
That counts for everything.
I agree.
Yes.
I do agree. I'm agreeable, John.
Oh,
for
you
just
are?
a minute or so.
Oh, wow.
Well, the news, there's some other fabulous news that here, U.S. Senator Maggie Hassan, and that's an Irish name, that the local yokels on the right like to say Hassan.
Oh, not just local. They do that nationally, too. The Republicans, they pronounce it Hassan, and they think they're clever.
It's actually an Irish name, but it's also a name in the Middle East.
Yes, which makes it sound scary. Ooh.
And
Hassan. Ooh,
my mother actually thought she was Hillary Clinton when they met.
Oh, really?
Like I said, Ma had Alzheimer's.
Right, yes.
And as Maggie said, let's not get into that. It's personal. But, she was riding high on the proverbial hog, and the Republican Senate committee pulled its money on General Don Bolduc, who was at least 3 times, a 3-timer on Norm, the Psychic Show, where I would talk to him while we're switching off shows. And, they just injected money into his campaign. But he was getting money from Mitch McConnell. And the thing was, he did the about face from being an election denier the day that he won the
Right. Oh, yeah, I've talked
the
about that, yeah.
nomination.
Yep.
But the thing is, they're saying because he didn't have the money, he's only spent like $1 million, which is. I remember when Hassan said Hassan.
Oh,
well, you can't listen to her on radio without people that we don't talk about using that pronunciation.
Mm-hmm.
Hassan, yeah, she's not. She might lose her seat. I think it's a long shot that she loses her seat.
I do too.
It's pretty disconcerting that they went from 70% chance to retain the Senate to 54 and 538, which is the best prognosticator of them all, in my opinion.
Yeah, Nate Silver. Although I don't think Nate Silver is there anymore, right? But he started 538.
He's not. He does have. There's a lot more people that write for it.
Okay, maybe he didn't leave.
He does write for it. But it used to be all Nate Silver.
Right. Yeah.
But then it became big, and somebody acquired it. Some media company.
Oh, okay. That might be what I'm thinking of. So 538 right now, they are saying for the Senate, yeah, you had it right, 54%. The Democrats
and
keep
it was 69% when I was on here like 2 weeks ago.
Yep. 81% the Republicans take the House, but that's a foregone conclusion.
Well, yeah, and then they'll start impeaching Brandon.
Well, not only that. So here's what has me deeply concerned about the Republicans controlling the House. And by the way, this will dovetail into me actually. It's a rare moment. I hope Mike Doyle is listening.
Mike Doyle.
I will say something nice about our former President Trump, which is a rare thing. And I'll tell you what it is. And I know you're already wondering, Matt, what could that be? And
I am wondering, Matt.
You are. Okay, so here's the issue. So Republicans are threatening they're once they have control, they want to gut Social Security and Medicare, and they're going to once again hold the debt limit or the borrowing limit, debt ceiling, whatever term you want to call it. They're going to hold that hostage, once again threatening to throw the country and potentially the world into, we talk about Armageddon these days, global economic Armageddon by
you mean that it's not already happening?
By defaulting.
We just got the third prime minister in how many months in the UK?
Right, but let's stay on track. So So of course, you can't default. You can't allow the country to default. It's insane. Any economist will tell you that. But they think it's a hostage worth taking. The one thing I will say, well, it's not the only thing, but it's a short list. But one thing that I will say about Trump, because you have a lot of Republicans who actually believe that allowing the country for the first time in our nation's history to default on the full faith and credit of the United States would be a good idea. You've got an alarming number of Republicans who think, yeah, that'd be great.
That's true.
It's true. And they're already telegraphing that's what they plan to do. Donald Trump actually had the right position on that and maintained it throughout his presidency. He said, and he surrounded himself with people who agreed. I remember Mick Mulvaney going on the Sunday morning talk shows. Trump's position was, no, we don't use the debt ceiling as a bargaining chip. It is too dangerous, and we stay away from that, and we leave it alone, and we raise it on schedule as needed. That was his position, and he was correct. So, for all the problems I have with Trump, that was something I always appreciated about him. But what's funny is most of the people who love Trump, you'll never hear them bring that up, because most of the people who love Trump also think that sending the country into default would be a great idea. But no, that was something Trump absolutely was correct on.
They don't bring up about his non-disclosure agreement on abortions.
Well,
that's the abortion clause in his NDAs.
Right. Well, yes.
Well, they didn't bring that up.
Well, no, that's right. But I'm just saying.
I'm just thinking, getting back to Margaret Wood Hassan. They always like to say Margaret Wood Hassan.
Of course.
Her whole name.
Oh, of course.
And so it's a lovely family. I've met them and her mother. And Joe Biden is coming to campaign for her. I think that's going to hurt her.
I do too.
He's down to 41%, according to 538.
Yeah.
I can't imagine bringing Joe Biden.
It's not helpful. There's no reason to do it.
It makes no sense unless some money's attached to it.
Well, you might have hit on something there. Maybe that's the case. But no, I agree with you. I don't think it's a good idea.
If this Saudi Arabia is again threatening the United States with even deeper cuts, MBS, the de facto leader of Saudi Arabia, just does not like Biden, and is a great fan of the former president Trump.
Yes.
He gave his son-in-law $2 billion, even though the Saudis who
Jared
vetted
Kushner.
his financial vehicle said it was not worthwhile to invest in.
By the way, the other reason MBS likes Trump, nobody talks about it, is MBS, he agrees with me about the debt ceiling. No, I'm kidding. I made that up. No, but
I thought they agreed on a bone saw is a good way of getting rid of enemies.
Well, I don't know. But I don't think it's a good idea for him to.
They might agree on Montenegro too.
Even if it doesn't actively hurt her, how is it going to help her? You know what I mean?
I think it will hurt her in a way.
Yeah.
You know, the big 538. I'm using them once again. What's happening now is the Republicans are drawing support from women. Women were supposed to be the big Trump card. No pun intended. You know, there is no pun in there. The big Trump card because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
But inflation is understated. Well, it has been for years. There's different counts of inflation. One has to understand that in 78, the Humphrey Hawkins bill made it that it was a full employment bill. So they understate unemployment. There's 6 different ways of stating it. And many people say the real unemployment rate is this or that. But they also can do that with inflation. They do it all the time when they say the core inflation rate without food and fuel. But what do people need?
True.
Food and fuel.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, our friend Crystal from the great state of Illinois joins us in the chat. Hi, Crystal.
The land of Lincoln. Has he been canceled yet?
Who?
Lincoln, Abe Lincoln.
I don't think so.
There has to be a morning after. There was for even Abe Lincoln. He didn't get through it, but there was a morning after.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I would be in a state with Don Baldock as a senator. I would leave.
That'll be it
I'm
for
trying
you.
to leave for years.
You'll
but
be out.
This is really like a cannonball. And then I don't think Caroline Leavitt. Who's
God,
she's a cute girl.
It's dreadful.
Yeah, but you know, she's eye candy. It's just like this dame running in the Washington is threatening to take out Patty Murray, whatever her last name is. I mean, it's been so long since Patty Murray won the seat. You know, she's never. I could take a stab at her last name, but I'm defaulting towards an Irish name. Murray isn't being Irish.
Now,
is she Patty Murray Kelly? Or am I thinking about for some reason I'm thinking about Bill Murray, who is on the edge of being canceled.
Yeah, he's been in some trouble.
He's been a bad boy.
What do you think? Do you think getting back to Fetterman? Was that a mistake, him doing that debate with Dr. Oz? Do you think so?
Yes.
I tend to think so too. There is a counter argument that I think is interesting.
I've read that, but
the counter argument being that him going and doing that shows that even with what has happened to him, he's still a guy who's going to get up and fight for working people and all of that. And not allowing, and there's also thehill.com has an article up too, which I haven't had a chance to read, but Fetterman's stroke sparks debate over what's seen as a disability.
He wanted to, the one of the narratives is that he and the campaign people wanted it out there so people could explain that there's an auditory, this is an auditory problem, not something fundamentally deep.
Right.
But it's just like, taught since I was in high school. The 1960 presidential debates, the first that were held on television, probably the first debate, I can't think of any other debate that was ever held by presidential candidates. Nixon, Kennedy. Kennedy came across better on TV, Nixon on radio, but radio had been eclipsed by TV.
Right.
So the television creates its own reality. And I didn't want to watch it. I saw him start to struggle and...
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing. Yeah, I was Jenny and I were talking about it today, and right out of the gate, Fetterman says goodnight to everybody, during his opening comments.
crazy.
And it's like, oh. But the other awkward thing about it was, of course, so they had the monitors so Fetterman could read, because it is an auditory issue, so he could read exactly what Dr. Oz was saying and then respond to it, or read what the question was and then respond to it. But because he had to read it, and of course there's a couple of seconds delay for the closed captioning on the screen, so it was creating a delay. So it was his turn to respond to whatever, but there would be this awkward delay as he's reading it. So it wasn't.
This is a person that's supposed to be in the Senate, which is called the greatest debating. Well, no, Parliament's the greatest.
Yeah, but not
debating
everyone
society.
in the Senate gives up and gives speeches either.
Well, the other thing is they say most the average voter is a white person makes about their 50,000 in the 50s and of a certain age, and they don't really follow stuff closely, and a lot of people have turned off on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
but I think there was just enough to provide the ammo. You just have to show it, You just have to show it.
A lot of his answers, from what I did watch, I probably watched maybe half of it. A lot of Fetterman's answers ended up being just non-answers.
Right.
know?
And it also feeds the thing that Joe Biden is senile, which is MBS. So, the Saudis are doing this stuff, just letting out all sorts of information. Who knows? They claim that Biden called MBS and begged him to hold off on the OPEC plus cuts till after the election. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I haven't seen that.
It was reported. It came out of the Saudi.
Really?
Saudis reported that.
Yeah.
Now I can see one of the impeachments that the Republican House will do. They'll just use the Democrats' own principles of going after Trump for calling up President Zelensky.
Right.
Interference in domestic politics. Oh, it's going to be awful 2 years. But I'm just saying, there's a perception amongst these people that are very demonstrative, very vocal. Oh, he's senile. Now, you and I and your average reasonable person don't think that, but it just puts that seed of doubt in you.
Right.
It's like with a jury. It's just a little
right
drop of poison in the brain. Oh, you can't tell, the judge, strike that. Oh, but the jury remembers.
Right, the jury remembers it. Yeah,
They're doing all the
course.
jockeying they were doing all the jockeying for the Harvey Weinstein trial, which includes Gavin Newsom, the governor of California's wife. And they had this big debate over an email she sent to Harvey 3 years after she said he raped her, that they had non-consensual sex. She's one of the people that is in this case. And it was after Gavin Newsom had his own sex scandal, and she sent a message asking advice to Harvey Weinstein. And the prosecutor said, this is irrelevant, and the judge ruled it was, but the defense kept hitting at it. She says, you can introduce that she sent an email to him, but you cannot tell what it was because it's not germane to this.
Interesting.
And they argued about that a little, but the lawyer going up to the edge of getting this, number one, cited with contempt, and two, having a hostile judge.
Right.
Where she said, well, we can say that it's not Hollywood related. It's part of the jockeying, because you have to be very careful in a trial what a jury hears and is exposed to. That was how Roger Clemens, they blew the case against Roger Clemens. They had a PowerPoint presentation day one, and they're putting up stuff that this right-wing Republican judge known as a hanging judge. I think he was one of Reagan's justices, and he said, "You can't do that." There it is.
Right.
That was it. The trial ended on the first day, and by the second trial, the main witness's wife had divorced him, and well, Roger got out of that.
Now, with this debate last night with Fetterman and Oz, I think that probably because a lot of people are saying, well, Fetterman shouldn't have agreed to the debate, but I think he may have expected. He probably expected to do better than he did, because there have been recent interview segments with Fetterman where he actually seems pretty good. But somebody made an observation, someone who had interviewed him recently, I forget who it was saying that they noticed something. They had spent some time with him, a couple hours, I think, just spending time with him, interviewing him, and said that he seemed to, she noticed a pattern with him where he would get, he'd be fine. He'd be speaking pretty well and would be his old self. But then if he started to stumble on something, he would get visibly frustrated and stressed out. And once that started, it was hard for him to come back from it, because he was getting stressed out over his inability to vocalize what he was thinking.
Well, part of the problem that Joe Biden had was that, and it wasn't revealed until a couple of years ago, he's a stutterer.
Yeah, I never knew that until the 2020
that was
campaign.
Some of his faux pas. But the New York Times, there was one of the New York Times journalists was a stutterer and wanted to talk to him about it, because inside the circle they knew about it, and they got him to agree to it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But that makes sense when you watch some of the stuff where, it looks tongue-tied. He's tongue-tied.
Right.
But he literally is, but you don't know that.
Right. Yeah. I never would have guessed. Yeah.
But I would say a stroke is something, there have been senators and congressmen that have had strokes. Now, Ike had a heart attack before the 56 election, and it was part of the, during the campaign. But it was Adlai Stevenson, who was an intellectual and a good guy, beloved by, people like John Steinbeck and those people, and Eleanor Roosevelt, the great liberal's liberal. But he was not. Bobby Kennedy, young Bobby Kennedy, went with his 56 campaign, to prepare for 1960, because he rejected Jack Kennedy as his Veep candidate, but and went with Estes Kefauver, the winner of the 1952 New Hampshire Democratic presidential primary.
Oh,
but he follows Adlai Stevenson. He's addressing working class people like he's a professor, and these people.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on here, And where Jack Kennedy would be able to, or Nelson Rockwell would just go into work and be like, "How you doing, fella?" And they, people get along, love the guy.
Yeah.
But Adlai Stevenson was never going to make that an issue.
Right.
And then the next year in 57, Ike had a stroke.
Yeah.
But, it was either Ike or Nixon.
So was it?
No, he was never, except for short periods, destabilized.
Okay. But was it kept quiet?
No, it was public.
Oh, it was. Okay. Oh, that's right.
Ike was old. He was the oldest president.
That's right. I remember reading that. He wanted to be really transparent about it. Yeah.
Until Dutch Reagan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was 62 when he was elected. And
Okay.
Dutch was 69.
Yeah.
And this is Brandon's the oldest president ever.
Well, that's why I've been saying. I don't know if you heard me say on the show recently. I had an idea.
I say Brandon affectionately.
Yes, dark Brandon.
I think I'm not going to use dark.
Right.
Just Brandon.
But I've been saying on the show that if we're going to keep electing older and older people, because Trump was the oldest, and then Biden became the oldest when we elected him. If we re-elect Trump in 2024, he'll be even older. Why don't we just, at this point, maybe we should just dig up Ike and make him,
I would think
president.
an AI would do a better job than probably either one of our presidents now.
An AI based on Dwight D. Eisenhower.
I would say that in foreign policy, Joe Biden's going to be the worst president since Jimmy Carter was a disaster.
Ooh, now explain.
You mean explain? We're on the
Well, I know where you're going.
Europe's economy's collapsing. He just pissed the Saudi Arabians off.
Yeah.
There's got to be a morning after. But believe me, I don't like what's coming. I'm too old. Nobody says there's no repatriation for old Scots-Irish people. Canada won't take me anymore. I could have moved to Canada.
What do you mean they won't?
40s.
What do you mean they won't take you?
Well, you have a point system. I'm too old. And I guess I could marry a Canadian.
Wait, you're too old to become like.
I considered moving to Canada after the election of George W. Bush in 2000, and I had all the points because even then I was somewhat still bilingual in French. Nothing.
Well, so how does that work? What do you mean you
had
to
have
the
like
points?
60 some odd points, and I had them, and then Canada will take you. And I was 40 1 year old. So
Yeah.
you know, and I knew people up there.
But yeah, so how does the point system work? How do you get points?
You have points for being of a certain age, for being educated, for having a certain amount of money. It's like I know people that have got a UK passport because they got like a £250,000, and they're
Yeah.
you have to be there for a certain amount of time.
Okay,
you know. But to immigrate to a country in a developed country when you're not a political refugee or married to somebody,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
To become a Swiss citizen, you've got to have a certain amount of money, and you've got to live there 10 years.
So if now today, if you wanted to move to Canada, you couldn't, in theory? They
I
wouldn't-
couldn't become a Canadian citizen. Well, why would they want me? You know, I'm already a bum here.
Yeah, I think you have a lot to offer.
Not according to the people in the chat room.
Well, it's just
where
a-
you can kiss my
No,
hindquarters.
you have fans in there too. Now
They're bots. I'd pay them.
Rob Dion, not a fan clearly, or Joe Friday.
Is he a fan of anybody?
But you also have Scott Robinson, who is a fan.
Yes, thank you, Scott.
He might be your biggest fan. He says in the chat, if you grow your beard back, they'll let you in. They need more sexy men there. See, he is a fan.
Oh well, there's somebody we can't talk about that. Well, he does have the citizenship. We're not talking about that.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. Who'd want to go to Canada anyways? I mean, you know, well, it's cold up there.
It is cold.
It's cold up there.
Colder than here.
Dr. Jeff Cassell said, "Why not go to like Thailand or Laos?
Yeah,
you can live cheap there."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you are not a fan of the president's foreign policy.
No, I'm not. But let's not talk about that. You know, there was an
Well,
exciting.
it's a big
you know,
subject,
Aaron
lately.
Judge only got one hit, and the Yankees got swept.
I don't
in the
care.
American League. Oh, you know.
I don't even know who that is. I've heard the name Aaron Judge, but I don't.
Aaron August. I'm trademarking that.
Aaron August. Why? That's a cool sounding name.
Well, it's
Aaron
because
August.
Reggie Jackson, one of the great clutch hitter in history, was Mr. October because the playoffs, the World Series is in October, and George Steinbrenner, the owner of the Yankees, who gave Dave Winfield, first ballot Hall of Famer eventually, a $2 million a year contract for 10 years, you know, $20 million total, called him Mr. May because in the 1981 World Series he didn't hit very well.
By the way, John. Oh, so you've got. I think.
How many quarters are there in a baseball game?
I think that what is there? 6 now.
5.
Oh, 5 quarters. Now your fandom, I think, in the chat room actually outweighs the haters. Miriam Banish says I'm a fan. Tom Blanchard says I'm a fan also. Jenny just wrote from, but I think that's code for I'm a fan. I know Jenny likes you.
Oh.
So you've got a lot of fans.
They're probably bots. I like the idea of a world full of bots.
Well, Isaac Banks is in the chat room and says
the bot.
Well, I don't know if
that's a bot.
Jenny. Okay, she just here it is from Rocky, who is in Facebook jail right now. Hashtag.
Oh boy, I'm surprised by that. Huh?
Yes. But Rocky told Jenny to say in our chat that he is also a fan.
I'll tell you what. I regret being my age because there's an exciting development in artificial intelligence where there actually are going to be human-like robots, and I can finally have a girlfriend. At my income level, because I'd buy her on credit.
Sure. Well, there you go.
Gee, she'd probably blow out a wheel bearing like my car.
Oh my goodness! Well,
it's always something, just before you go get your car inspected.
Mm-hmm.
It's always $1,000 bill.
Wheel bearing.
Oh yeah.
$1,000?
No. With everything else.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that the future of AI companionship, they probably have something like a wheel bearing, ball bearings at least.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
and they can burn out. Frankly.
Well, I think the male AI has ball bearings.
True, but women, if we can use that term without being canceled, I'm sure they have some type of bushings or devices that you can use that can burn out. I was just reading, what was it that was wrong with my car? I can't remember.
The ball bearing?
No, it wasn't a ball bearing. It was a bearing.
Oh, just a bearing.
It's bigger than just a common ball bearing.
Right,
It's a
right. yeah.
bearing. Got the price they want, it better be bigger than a ball bearing.
Right.
Yes, and we were talking about ball bearings.
That's an expression in the UK, I think. Is it bigger than a ball bearing?
There are all sizes of ball bearings.
Of course there are.
We have a major ball bearing company not far from here in Wilton.
Uh-huh.
Ed Young, the infamous director that Paulie C. had to cancel, we used to work at it, before he decided to throw caution to the wind and became a grade Z horror show host. But I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Law, I think the world's very exciting. Everybody's down on all this conformity and like the younger people, the patterns of their brains being organized with these algorithms that were pioneered by the gaming industry, that they could actually be called cyborgs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's exciting. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is exciting. It's very exciting.
From my interactions with these, they're developing these robots, they can be awful sassy.
Yes.
Something about sassy robots that I just don't like it. I bet you would get a sassy robot.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Yetis know how to handle sassy.
See, that's very hurtful.
Oh, wow. I'm giving you a compliment.
Here's a new name in the chat room. Herman Street says, hello there. We say to you, #Matt.
Another bot. But I'm talking about a three-dimensional bot.
Oh, right, yes. And probably not named Herman.
I mean, think about human beings. They are imperfect. That's part of the plan of the one and several gods. And it can be really irritating as you get older.
Right.
But, if you buy a bot, right, that's supposed to have, this type of personality. Then it turns out she was returned to the factory, was sassy.
Uh-huh.
And she makes your life a living hell, just like a human woman.
By the way, Herman Street says, we say hi, #John. So Herman says hello to you.
Even if you have a relationship with, one of these bots, I can't use the full term because, it'd be too salacious.
Oh.
There's going to be arguments. There's always arguments, Women, bots.
I wouldn't know. I've never resorted to a bot.
That's because you're still young and in the prime of your life.
Mm-hmm. And I'm still sexy. You can say it.
You're too sexy for your American.
Yes.
I'm too sexy for my American.
If you'd like to get in with a call, we have a few minutes left. 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007.
Since I failed getting any interest from actual human women, hey, call in if you're a woman. I'm using a reactionary term, I guess. Bot that, but don't be too sassy.
Right, yes.
Sassy bots.
I'm getting a lot of stars in the chat room.
Bots, because of they might be sassy bots.
We have a call. This could be the sassy bot that you're...
her name's Patty Murray. She only had one name. I was thinking of Bill Murray's brother.
Oh, okay.
Two names.
I think Mike Doyle is on the line. Hello.
Yeah, Brian Doyle Murray.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Are you a bot?
Very good, thanks. Hey, I thought I turned you on about 20 minutes ago, and I thought did I hear you say that Republicans want to get rid of Social Security? Is that what you said?
Yes, no. I have it tattooed to my chest. Where did you hear that? I'm talking about. I'm an old man and I want to get a AI bot. Because no woman will have me, my income level. Right. And I'm hoping that the Democrats, will forgive all my credit card debt and I'll be able to put her on credit.
Well, there is that.
What did I say anything about Social Security?
No, I had said earlier, yes, there is a...
I thought he was talking about me.
One of the things that Kevin McCarthy has been talking about and some other Republicans are campaigning on is not getting rid of Social Security, but cutting it, Social Security and Medicare, and they're going to use the debt limit as a bargaining chip in that endeavor.
Don Bolduc says he's not going to do that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
General. Well, what do you think the odds are that 70 million people, I think it is, rely on that?
Yeah.
What do you think the odds of that going over well for 70 million people?
Oh, it would go over. It would go over terribly. That's why I'm kind of baffled as to why they're even talking about it so openly.
I think with it, I think where this all started was Rick Scott had a plan that came out, I don't, if you remember, and then the White House ran with it because he was saying every 5 years they should relook at Social Security and make sure it's keeping up with the cost of living.
Ooh.
And the White House ran with that for a few weeks, saying he wants to look at Rick Scott's plan. He wants to get rid of Social Security, and then that died down when people started reading that it was a review, not a get rid of. But
he also wants to
that's the only thing
replace
I've
your
really
teachers
read.
with bots.
Yeah, there are some Republicans that are actually campaigning on the idea, but what they're saying, the way they're presenting it is, we're going to use the debt limit as a negotiating tool, and and then of course there's that whole privatizing Social Security idea that's even popping up. But I think it would be a terrible thing. But my main objection though is, in addition to that, is I don't like the debt ceiling being used as a bargaining chip ever. It is far too dangerous. And I don't know if you heard me, Mike, but that was something I actually complimented Trump on. I don't have much complimentary things to say about Donald Trump, but something I did appreciate about him.
What was that?
As a Republican president, he had the correct position, because a lot of Republicans think it would be perfectly fine to let the country default. But Trump always said, and he was very, he said right from the beginning, that the debt limit is not something we can fool around with, and it should not be used as a negotiating tool. And he was very firm on that, and he held firm on that. For 4 years during the Trump presidency, we did not hear Republicans talking about using the debt limit, because Trump was correct on that.
Listen, here's a title. Even AI agrees. GOP plan to cut Social Security could threaten the security of the U.S. This is from Democrats.org. So AI, the bots. The bots are having their say.
The bots have spoken.
Well, they're speaking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody's got
one last thing. I can clearly picture Hopwood running around in a bearskin coat with a raccoon hat, and mittens and gloves, being a trapper up in Saskatchewan somewhere.
Hardly. I always thought I was going to be in a bearskin coat like one of those poets in the 1920s, and my Stutz Bearcat with this big 5'11" blonde-haired Marilyn Monroe type bot, just driving around the city and staring at people. Now that's me.
Well, maybe you can get a blow-up doll or something.
How dare you attack Dolly?
Oh my!
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
I don't ever think Social Security will come off the table, because it just, I don't know. I don't see that, but I'm sure people are trying to push that to get
election
votes.
year.
Well, there are. I mean, if you look into it, Mike, there are Republicans openly talking about it. But again, I think it's a disastrous idea for them to be campaigning on it. But I'm not saying most Republicans, but it is out there. There are some House candidates who are talking about it. And it's like.
But you remember for about a month ago, for a few weeks there, every speech that Biden gave, which are few and far between, was look at Rick Scott's plan. He wants to get rid of Social Security, and they were trying to fear up everybody, and then Scott's plan basically review every 5 years to make sure it keeps up with the cost of living, because if it falls behind, then they should readjust it, and so on and so forth. But anyways, all right, good show though. Good show. Nice talk to you guys later.
All right, Mike. Thanks for the call. Bye bye.
Happy Halloween.
Thanks. You too. Bye bye.
Otherwise known as Senator Rick Scott's plan to raise taxes on working families and slash essential benefits.
I don't actually remember much about what Biden was saying, but you know what I do remember about that? Rick Scott actually ran afoul of Mitch McConnell on that. There was a rift. Mitch McConnell did not like Rick Scott's plan, or at least the way it was presented. And that was part of why it was ultimately quashed, and you don't hear about it anymore.
Well, you have to give him credit for bravery, because he's from Florida. That's got more senior citizens than any place else. Right?
That is true, yes. And Brooklyn Mike is on the line. Hello.
I love John Hopwood.
Yes, but the important point is you love me enough to help me get a high-end robot.
Ooh.
I can't use that term.
Oh.
Well, I'm not into robotics, but I have a proposal for you, John.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Is it indecent?
So, hopefully.
Oh my!
I've always had a strong affinity for all things Canadian, so I'm planning on retiring possibly next year. So you don't have anything going on in your life, right?
I would say that's correct, although, I do have my dreams.
So my proposal is you and I go up to Canada and we open the new Canadian Studio 54.
Ooh.
There
Let's
you
be
go.
partners.
Can I bring Dolly? Well, can I smuggle her through customs? Now that
don't see why not.
Mike's let the so-called proverbial cat out of the bag.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful idea.
Well, anyway,
will you help me,
you
though?
sleep on. Go ahead.
I don't have the lung capacity anymore that Dolly requires. And you're young.
I know people. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Sounds
All right,
great. I'm
sleep
in.
on it, John. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Brooklyn Mike, thank you for the call, my friend. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, we are out of time.
I hear they have pumps, like for the bicycle tire.
Sure.
Yeah.
God bless technology. All right, we got to go. John Hopwood, thank you so much.
And thank you, Matt.
Thank you to everyone who called today. Thank you to everybody in the Facebook live chat. And if you miss any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnerton.com. And don't forget, tonight is Industry Night at the Hop Knot, and we'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Satanic liberals with the sense we lack were deplorable. And